Welcome to my living room. My name is Alex. I'm here to share 25 lessons from 25 years of leadership with you guys. So I have promised to share everything. I will share the ins and outs and the struggles. Also all the fun parts of being a leader, a manager. I'm talking about leadership in different dimensions. I'm talking about leadership when you lead yourself, but I'm also talking about leading others because I know that many of you who are watching and listening and wanting to work with me are not only leaders, leading yourself, leading a family, leading business, you're also a manager, leading other people. Okay, so today we will talk about presence versus performance. So I will tell you this story. When I was I wasn't that young, was I? Anyway, I was a new manager. I was a new manager and my suit was too big, let me tell you. So I accepted this role where I was supposed to lead the production of the world's largest communication asset. Yes, I think you know which one I mean. It was a catalog printed in 220 million copies, distributed around the world, and I was the production manager. And I took this position thinking, how hard can it be? I mean, that's a true story. I thought, okay, so we will probably take some pictures, some images, then the catalog, I think they have done it like 53 times before me. There must be a template. I guess it's just drag and drop. And boy, was I wrong. I was completely wrong because this catalog was not only a catalog. This catalog was an institution. It was politic. It was big, big business. And in the middle of all that was me. And I was new as a manager. I was new as a leader. So even if I had been a manager before, I was quite junior in my leadership. And I can see this when I meet leaders around the world today, that you actually think that the team is there to run your business, or that you are there as a manager or as a leader to tell them what to do. And this was also my perception. I thought that if I only performed my management well enough, if I only was super structured and had the plan ready, then I could tell everyone what to do. That's a very junior way of looking at leadership. And it puts a lot of pressure on me as the leader to sit with all the answers. To have answers to all the questions. And it's not only your team, right? It's also your manager, its sponsors, its colleagues, its stakeholders on different levels. It's a system. And when you are in the middle of that system, you need to understand that when you start to change things up, here, something will move even here. And I just didn't have the capacity, I didn't have the experience to understand that at this point. So I thought it was all about performance. And in this urge or need to perform well, to please people, to be good, I totally forgot about being present. So I was working day and night, but still my coworkers gave me feedback that I was not present. And this crushed me. I didn't understand. And I went to my coach and I said to him, I was crying and I said to him, I just don't know what to do. I am at work all the time. The only time I go home to see my family is to sleep. And still I get feedback that I'm not present. And I can still see, this man, his name is Johan. He was my coach for many years. He's one of the greatest coaches on this earth. He's just fantastic. And I can still see his face. And I can still remember that he looked at me and he said okay, so how do you think that you could be more present when you are at work? And he must have rolled his eyes on the inside, right? Because I was so occupied with my own feelings. And I said, well, maybe I can say hi to everyone every morning. And he was like, yeah, maybe you could try to say hi to everyone every morning. But because I am who I am, I didn't just start to say hi to everyone. I actually studied the different levels of saying good morning. Because you know what? There are 5 ways of saying good morning. There are 5 levels of saying good morning. And I learned this from a man named Alexander Kjærulf. He's this guy in Denmark who runs this company called Woohoo Inc. I don't know if they still exist, but I met him and he told me about happiness at work, because I said, obviously my coworkers don't think that I'm present. My coworker surveys show that people are stressed out. They don't have life-work balance. So, I don't think that people are happy at work. And he was a researcher and he was researching on happiness at work. And he said, when we go into science shows us that if we have a company culture where we say good morning to each other, then that company culture will nurture happiness at work. And happiness at work will nurture efficient teams that will deliver above expectations over and over again. And I took this and I went integrating as hell. Because I'm a practitioner. I'm not happy if I'm only working strategically. I'm a practitioner. So what I did was I went back, I studied the 5 levels of saying good morning, and I will teach them to you. The first level of saying good morning is actually you sitting by your computer like this. Like you barely look up. That's level 1. Level 2 is you sit by your computer, and when someone passes by you, maybe you look up and you say, yeah, hi, good morning. The third level of saying good morning is you actually stop what you're doing and you look up and you say, hey, good morning. I see you, But you stop what you're doing and you get the connection. Level 4 of saying good morning is you stop what you do, you stand up, you look in the eyes of the person coming in, saying, good morning, Maria, or good morning, Carl. I'm so happy to see you. How are you today? And the 5th level of saying good morning is you don't only speak, you don't only ask for, how are you, Maria? How are you, Carl? You actually stand up and you move forward, and maybe you even put your hand on someone's shoulder and say, how are you today? That's level 5. And I don't know if in your culture or in your workplace that would be, appropriate. But for me, I decided I will say good morning to all my coworkers on level 4 or level 5 every morning. And I had 60 plus coworkers. That meant that for basically a full year, I did nothing but say good morning. And let me tell you, what happened was magical. Because I didn't only get, I'm fine, this is what happened at work. I got insight in all the projects and all the businesses. I got insights in, what was hard to raise. People were speaking up. I was included in taking decisions on a level that I usually weren't involved in because I didn't really have the knowledge, but now I had it. I got insight how my coworkers really felt, what they were dealing with, what they needed to do their best work, what was hindering them from doing their best work. I understood how to check in with them in the best way. I got insight and knowledge on, what they needed to do a fantastic job. But when I had gone through all 60, it was afternoon and it was time to say goodbye. So like halfway into this year, I also started to say goodbye to everyone. Goodbye, Maria. How was your day? Is it something you need support with? Can I support? Can you support me in this question? I have something here. Can we talk about that? And that opened up even bigger portals to building a team, being a member of a team, but also leading a team. So that was the big difference between acting a manager, working all the time, but not being present. And I don't know, maybe some people would say I didn't work at all when I spent like 8 or 9 hours just saying good morning to everyone. But I would say it's the best thing I ever did as a leader and as a manager was learning the 5 levels of good morning and deciding to say hi on level 4 or level 5 every day. So if this sparks something in you, I want you to reflect on how you say good morning to colleagues and coworkers. I think that by just looking at how you greet yourself and your coworkers and your colleagues in the morning, you can discover a lot about the culture you work in. If this sparks something in you, please come back for next week. I will share a new lesson from 25 years of global leadership. Welcome to my living room. See you soon.